Hello and welcome back to Don't Gaming. In today's video, we're diving into REANIMAL, the upcoming horror title from Tarsia Studios, the same team that crafted the suffocating atmosphere and psychological dread of the first two Little Nightmares games. While REANIMAL shares that same dark, twisted world, it tells a completely different story. This time, we follow two orphan children on a desperate journey to find their missing friends. And of course, their path is crawling with monsters. Before we jump into the analysis, here's a quick summary of the game's events. For simplicity, I'll call the two main characters brother and sister. The three other children are Hood, Bandage, and Bucket. The story opens with 5 children staring down into a well. Suddenly, the image cuts out. Brother wakes up alone on a small boat. He steers through the darkness, guided by distant signal lights, and pulls another child from the sea. His sister. The moment she regains consciousness, she lunges at brother in panic. After a brief clash, they separate, then continue together through a vast canyon, eventually docking near an abandoned factory by the shore. Inside, they find a hooded child, Hood. But instead of joining them, Hood warns them to leave while they still can. Following Hood's trail leads them to a grotesque-looking man. Soon, all 3 children are being hunted. Just when they think they've escaped, living skins attack them in the forest. Then comes an ice cream truck, driven by the same strange man. He captures Hood and drives off. Tracking the truck, brother and sister discover that Hood has been taken to an old cinema. After sneaking through the shadows and pursuing the man, they manage to rescue Hood. The man, and countless walking skins, chase them once more before the children manage to start the ice cream truck and flee. The man clings to the vehicle, trying to drag them back, but the children knock him off. Moments later, the truck plunges off a cliff. At the bottom, they find themselves back at the original shoreline. They return to the boat and sail into a flooded city. There, they encounter another child, Bandage. But before they can help, a monstrous bird swoops down and carries Bandage away to a nearby lighthouse. Determined to save their friend, the children cross through a pig farm, battle aggressive seagulls, and finally climb to the top of the lighthouse. They rescue Bandage, but in doing so, they awaken the monster. The creature chases the children all the way back to the pig farm, but in the end, it's trapped there. The 4 kids escape and take shelter at a bus stop. While waiting, sister begins seeing visions of a lamb struggling at the bottom of a well. Soon, a bus arrives and carries them to an orphanage. Inside, brother and sister finally find the last friend they've been searching for, Bucket. He's being held captive by the other children in the orphanage. As brother and sister try to stop them from throwing Bucket down to the monster lurking underground, they're overpowered and captured as well. When they wake up, they're tied up, offered as food to the beast. Pushing forward, they reunite briefly with Bucket. But only for a moment. The monster snatches him away. It hunts brother and sister throughout the orphanage until, at last, they manage to defeat it. The 2 crawl inside the creature's belly and save Bucket. All 5 children are reunited. They escape the orphanage aboard a military convoy. While riding in the truck, sister sees the lamb again, but this time it grows larger, more distorted, more unnatural. The convoy crashes. The children pass through a dark tunnel leading to a control room. Activating a machine drops an ammo crate near a gun tower. Brother and sister load the weapon and fire at the sea monster blocking their path, bringing it down. The children sail onward, only to be stopped by a massive ship. Inside lies a whale, without eyes. Brother and sister put on diving suits and descend into the depths. They retrieve the eye from the corpse of the sea monster they killed earlier. But once the eye is removed, the creature awakens and chases them back to the surface. They place the eye into the whale's empty socket. The whale awakens, clearing the path. Beyond the sea lies a vast city. Here, sister begins to change. In front of brother and Bandage, she vomits up a lamb. The lamb slowly transforms into a monstrous creature and devours Hood. The remaining 4 children move through the city, now a full-blown battlefield. The sheep monster returns. It hunts them down and devours Bucket. Later, it consumes Bandage as well. Only brother and sister remain. They navigate the collapsing city and commandeer a tank, using it to fight back. After a barrage of shells, the sheep monster collapses, dragging the tank down into a chasm. The two children crawl out, thinking it's over. Suddenly, the monster lunges and swallows brother whole. It begins to grow rapidly, grotesquely, impossibly large. With nowhere left to run, sister faces it alone, but she too is swallowed. A vision appears: brother, Hood, Bandage, and Bucket offering their blood in a mysterious ritual. Back to sister. She finds herself wandering through a crimson void. Following the distant voices of her friends, she reaches a wooden cabin. Inside, she sees the corpse of a rabbit. The door behind her slams shut. She senses something in the dark, and then she collapses. A new scene appears. Brother is dragging sister inside a sack. Hood, Bandage, and Bucket are there too. As they approach the well, the four children stop and stare at her. Around them, bipedal sheep begin closing in. They roar in unison and look up at the blood-red sky. The image of the well returns, but this time only four children are peering down. At the bottom lies sister, motionless. After a moment, her body twitches. Then water suddenly surges up from the well, flashing with red light. The game also has a hidden ending. If you find 5 coffins scattered throughout the levels, the final scene changes. Instead of sister convulsing at the bottom of the well, several white-masked figures approach her, before her body slowly sinks beneath the rising water. And that's the story of REANIMAL. One thing is certain: finishing this game leaves you with a lot of questions, mostly about the world itself and the intense, dramatic finale. But one conclusion stands out: the true central character is sister. Although brother rescues her from the sea at the beginning, her presence seems to shape the world around them. When entering the cinema, you can spot a strange film looping on the screen. It shows 4 children looking down into a well, and several rabbits crawling around a single rabbit in the center. That rabbit imagery appears again near the end, when sister is trapped inside the wooden cabin. Combined with the scene of the other 4 children cutting themselves and offering blood, it strongly suggests that sister may be the victim of a sacrificial ritual. This suggests that the 4 children performed a blood ritual to make a pact with a supernatural entity. Why they did it is never revealed, but the ritual required the life of another child, and the chosen sacrifice was sister. They lured her into the wooden cabin, knocked her unconscious, tied her up, and slit her throat before throwing her down the well. Then there are the coffins. Each one, when opened, releases a ghost that reenacts its final moments. If you look closely, those ghosts are the children themselves. The one executed by gunfire is Hood. The hanged ghost is brother. The one blown up by a landmine is Bandage. The one thrown off a cliff is Bucket. Only the 5th coffin contains the ghost of a rabbit, and unlike the others, it does not die. This leads to a chilling theory. After sacrificing sister, the 4 children eventually met the same fates as those ghosts. But then why do we see all 5 children alive in the game, seemingly without conflict? If you listen to their conversation at the bus stop, they admit they don't know why they're there. They have no memories of the past. Combined with the clues about sister's influence on the world, this suggests the entire game may take place inside sister's mind as she lies at the bottom of the well. The monsters scattered throughout the game could represent her trauma and fears. Rescuing her friends becomes a psychological journey, her mind slowly realizing that those very friends betrayed and sacrificed her. The sheep monster symbolizes the growing seed of the supernatural entity, devouring the others and growing larger as its influence over sister's mind deepens. This may also explain the 2 endings. In my opinion, these 2 endings are the result of sister's mental journey. In the first ending, sister is consumed by rage upon realizing the betrayal. That fury revives her, but she returns as a vessel for the entity. In the second ending, she witnesses the tragic fates of those who wronged her and lets go of her hatred. The white-masked figures surrounding her appear to be the spirits of previously sacrificed children. They understand her pain. In this version, she does not become a vessel. because her mind finally feels safe, embraced by those who truly empathize with her. And that's Don't Gaming's analysis and theory on the story of REANIMAL. If anything seems off or you have your own ideas, leave a comment below. Remember, this is just speculation. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.